Boom! And we are live. Good evening, Periscope. How are we, everybody? Back for Monday night's motivation and mind hacks. Gemma is here, Barbu's here, Nancy's joined, people are piling on. Vishal's here. I love it how Vishal and Barbu, you guys are married, aren't you? And then you both join the scope separately. That's amazing. Miss Gypsy's here. There's a few new names. Let us know where you're viewing from. For those who are new and don't have a clue who I am, my name's Ross. I'm an actor from Manchester, and I scope twice a week. Warren's here. Hi, Jen. On a Monday night, which is tonight, Chris Stone is here as well. I do something called Motivation and Mind Hacks, which is literally that, motivation and mind hacks. Either things that are going to get you more motivated in your life, fulfill you, hack your brain for happiness. Literally, USA, Miss Gypsy, great to have you here. So it's going to be much earlier in the day for you there. Basically, little hacks, that will help you get further in your life faster. I'm an actor. A lot of the people who jump on, Fanny's here, a lot of people who jump on these scopes are actors as well. But this advice and this kind of stuff, the little community we've got here, is for everybody, regardless of what job you do and what walk of life you are from. If you are an actor in particular, though, and you're not part of the community that we have here, get yourself over to actonthis.tv. That's the main website that I run. I host podcasts and video interviews, live broadcasts with some of the biggest, greatest minds in the acting industry, some of the biggest actors, casting directors, agents, producers, writers, everybody. There's literally about 250, 300 hours worth of content on the site. And then join the Facebook group as well, facebook.com/groups/actonthistv. So yeah, we've got a rocking group there, which is great. Lots of positive, inspired, motivated actors, not whiny, bitchy, little whinging actors who are just going on about how hard the industry is, which is what a lot of groups on Facebook are. Ours is very positive, very inspirational, and is about go-getting the things that you want, as opposed to focusing on everything that you don't have and feeling sorry for yourself. And tonight's scope's a little bit about this, to be honest with you. So for those who weren't on Monday night's scope last week, we did something which I thought was great, actually. We did something where we looked at a book which is called Dear Me, Letters to My 16-Year-Old Self, and it was very famous people who had written letters to their 16-year-old self. I've now bought the book, guys. I just read an excerpt of it last week. Yeah, the book's up there. If I didn't have this mic on, I could get it, but we're going to do that for book club, which I also do on a Wednesday for those who are new to the scope. I do a book club on a Wednesday. So last Monday we read letters by famous actors, singers, real kind of, big successful people that they'd written to their 16-year-old selves. And I asked you guys to do that as well and submit them on the Facebook group, or Gary's here as well, or directly to me via email. I've written a letter for my 50-year-old self. Well, that's amazing. that's probably cool as well. Definitely. But I want to do a compilation. I want to create an ebook, basically, of letters for actors in the acting industry, letters to my 16-year-old self that you guys are going to write. I'll compile them all, put them into a free ebook that we can send out into the community. Don't worry that you forgot, Jen. Jen's saying completely forgot. Don't worry, I'm going to email out to people. Good evening, Patrick's here. And yeah, I'm going to send like an official email out for that. You'll be able to reply to, and then I'll edit them and put them in the book. But it's something that's been on my mind this week, and I was looking online today for other letters that people had written to themselves, and I came across something that I want to read to you tonight. Can we do an audio book, like monologues? Unfortunately, Fanny, I've got no way of distributing that. You can do one though, definitely. Get yourself recorded, put it online. These will be written. It's a lot easier to put into an ebook when it's written. But I read a letter today, guys, that I just want to read you tonight. The scope's not going to be super complex, long one tonight, but I read this, and on behalf of the person who wrote this, I feel a duty to read it to you guys and share it, okay? And it was written by in a similar way to those letters to your 16-year-old self were written by those famous people last week. This was written by a 24-year-old man who I can't find his name online. Right now, he's anonymous, but I will find it. I just haven't been able to track it down yet. And he was diagnosed with terminal cancer at 24 years old. And if you remember back to when you were 24 years old, what was going on in your life? I'm 34 this year, so that was 10 years ago. I lost my dad when I was 24, actually. It was pretty not a great year for me. But to think that my life would be ending then too, it's kind of unthinkable. Such a ridiculously young age. And he wrote a letter that he really wanted to leave behind for everybody else to benefit from, because until that point he didn't really think that he'd done anything to kind of leave a mark on the world or leave a legacy of anything, any proportion at all. But this letter was a thing that was going to become his legacy. It's not massively long, but I've printed it out. Well, I've created a little document here. I've titled it, "Your time is limited, make your impact today." And you'll be able to download this from underneath the video if you want to read it yourself. Print it out, remind yourself of the things that I'm going to read you now. From tomorrow, if you're not watching live, so if you're watching live, this will be online tomorrow on actonthis.tv. You'll be able to download the actual PDF document. For now, if you are watching live, you can listen to me read it to you. And if you're watching on the replay, it's just below this video. So yeah, your time is limited, make your impact today. So a letter you simply must read, I've put there, and I want to read it on behalf of this guy so that he did have an impact when he was on Earth, because he's got a lot of sound advice here. So he says, I don't want you to be morbid about this either. Okay, this is supposed to inspire you. This is him inspiring you, not feeling sorry for him. So he's put, I am only 24 years old, yet I have actually already chosen my last tie. It's the one that I will wear on my funeral a few months from now. It may not match my suit, but I think it's perfect for the occasion. The cancer diagnosis came too late to give me at least a tenuous hope for a long life. But I realised that the most important thing about death is to ensure that you leave this world a little better than it was before you existed with your contributions. Alex, good evening. We're reading a letter here, mate. The way I've lived my life so far, my existence, or more precisely, the loss of it, will not matter because I have lived without doing anything impactful. So that was what he thought at the time. He'd lived his life with no impact at all. It says, before, there were so many things that occupied my mind. When I learned how much time I had left, however, it became clear which things are really important. So I'm writing to you for a selfish reason. I want to give meaning to my life by sharing with you what I have realised. So this letter he was writing a few months from his death was going to be that impact that he felt he hadn't made until that point. These are the 4 points that he puts in his letter. I'll read you them all and then we'll talk about them afterwards. Number 1, don't waste your time on work that you don't enjoy. It's obvious that you cannot possibly succeed in something that you don't like. Patience, persistence, passion, and dedication come easily only when you love what you do. So that's point number 1. At 24 years old, that would have resonated with me because I promise you I was doing a job I did not like. Number 2, it's stupid to be afraid of others' opinions. Fear weakens and paralyzes you. If you let it, it can grow worse and worse every day until there is nothing left of you but a shell of yourself. Pat says he's still doing it at his age now. Change needed. Listen to your inner voice and go with it. Some people may call you crazy, but some may even think you're a legend. So that's point number 2. Don't be afraid of others' opinions. Again, at 24, I was racked by that completely. Point number 3. Take control of your life. Take full responsibility for the things that happen to you. Limit bad habits and try to lead a healthier life. Find a sport that makes you happy. Most of all, don't procrastinate. Let your life be shaped by decisions. Say that again. Let your life be shaped by decisions you made, not by the ones you didn't. And that's super important. It's point number 3. You have the power to make your own decisions, and you are where you are because of those. How can we get a copy of his last 4 words for others? Great for a focus board. So Miss Gypsy's from tomorrow. Okay, so in the UK here tonight, it's Monday night and it's like 10:10. So from tomorrow morning in the UK time, which will be Tuesday morning at around about 10:30 in the morning, there will be a replay of this Periscope along with a PDF document of exactly what I'm reading. This that I've created, you'll be able to download for free from actonthis.tv. That's the website. So if you go to actonthis.tv tomorrow, and if you have a look on the right hand side of the homepage, you'll see a little banner that says This Week on Periscope. Click on it and you'll see this video, and you'll be able to download this whole PDF for free underneath the video. So that was point number 3. Let your life be shaped by the decisions that you made, not by the ones that you didn't. Okay, and we are literally right now, guys, this is amazing when you think about it, that we are here, literally here. I mean, right now, you staring at your iPad or your iPhone or your computer or whatever, and I am here staring into my iPad, communicating with you guys because of the choice that I made at 10 to 10 to walk into this room, set this up, put the Periscope live, and you to literally click join. So you're here because of every single decision you've made in your life until this point, including that decision to click join tonight. So you have complete power over your decisions and what you do with your life. Don't have what we looked at on Wednesday night's book club, which is called an external locus of control, where you feel that your life is dictated to by the actions of external forces. Your results are dictated 100% by your decisions and nothing else, and you are the only one in control of those decisions. Point number 4, which is the last point that he raised in his letter, and this is really, really important above all else. Appreciate the people around you. Your friends and relatives will always be an infinite source of strength and love. That's why you shouldn't take them for granted. Absolutely. I took my old man, my dad, for granted completely until one night he had a heart attack and he was dead the next day. And I was like, shit, you know what? There were so many unfinished conversations there. So many things I wish I could talk to him about now. Patrick says he did as well. So Patrick said I did. Yeah, and they're conversations that I try and have with the people who are still here now, because I'm conscious of that. It took losing somebody so close to me to be able to appreciate that. But we do. So many times as a kid, my dad would try and tell me stories about what it was like for him growing up. He grew up in Scotland in a mining village like donkeys years ago. And he'd try and tell me these stories, and at the time he'd just like, oh, whatever mate, you know, I'm watching telly, I'm watching Neighbours or whatever's on TV. And now I'm like, you know what, I'd love to go for a pint with you and listen to those. It only got to the point in my life where I was about 24 where I would go for the odd pint with my dad. Before that I was always out with my friends, and you know, you didn't want to be seen out with your dad. And then it was too late. So yeah, so don't take people around you for granted. They right now, whilst they're here, will be your source of strength and love. Do you feel your father will be proud of you now, Ross? Says Fanny. I bloody hope so, Fanny. You know, I really do. I don't know. You know, he was. You know, he would tell me that when he was here, and he would tell me without telling me sometimes. So once I found on his mobile phone, he'd saved me on his screensaver. He'd never said anything about that, and I thought, well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Because like, he was a proper big kind of Scottish like hard man from like, you know, proper traditional man's man. There was never really any hugs and kisses and, you know, that kind of stuff. It was all very much, it went without being said, really. But yeah, I would hope he is, definitely. Warren says, of course he would be massively. Thanks, Warren. So let me finish this letter off. We're going to read the last bit of this letter. So those are the 4 points, and I'll recap on them once I've finished. He says, it's difficult, and you've got to realise he knew he was going to die at this point. It's difficult for me to fully express my feelings about the importance of these simple realizations, but I hope that you will listen to someone who has experienced how valuable time is. And this guy knew that. He was dying. You know, he knew the value of time. He says, I'm not upset because I understand that the last days of my life have become meaningful. I only regret that I will not be able to see a lot of cool stuff that should happen soon, like the creation of AI. Everyone loves a bit of artificial intelligence. or Elon Musk's next awesome project. I mean, Elon's one of the most innovative men on the planet. I also hope that the war in Syria and Ukraine will end soon. We care so much about the health and integrity of our body that until death we don't notice that the body is nothing more than a box, a parcel for delivering our personality, thoughts, beliefs and intentions to this world. If there is nothing in this box that can change the world, then it doesn't matter if it disappears. I believe that we all have potential, but it also takes a lot of courage to realise it. Fanny says it's a generic spacesuit. It is, absolutely, Fanny. It is. His point here is that if there's nothing inside it that's going to change the world in whatever way, doesn't mean on a huge scale, but impact the world, even if it's just one person, then he feels it's being wasted. I think he's just summed up the last 120 or so periscopes. I think he has, Nina. Honestly, this is why I wanted to read it to you, because like so much of what we discuss on these scopes is absolutely summed up in this. So he finishes, he says, you can float through a life created by circumstances, missing day after day, hour after hour, or you can fight for what you believe in and write the great story of your life. I hope you will make the right choice. Leave a mark in this world. Have a meaningful life, whatever definition it has for you. Go towards it. The place we are leaving is a beautiful playground where everything is possible. Yet we're not here forever. Our life is a short spark in this beautiful little planet that flies with incredible speed to the endless darkness of the unknown universe. So enjoy your time here with passion. Make it interesting. Make it count. Thanks. Thank you, he puts on the end. So I just thought it was poignant. I read it, I was like, you know what, I mean, I had something else planned for tonight, but I was like, God, I've just got to share this with you guys, because it kind of leads on from the stuff we were talking about last week on, you know, this letter to your 16-year-old self. Well, this was a letter he couldn't write to himself because he wasn't going to be around. He wrote this letter for you, and this is his legacy. So I wanted to honour his existence by sharing it with you. So I hope whoever you are, because I don't know who this guy was who wrote this, I will find out, that there's at least, you know, a few dozen more people tonight who have shared in what he, you know, his message. This is worth sharing, hopefully finding who this beautiful soul was. Definitely, Miss Gypsy, definitely. I agree with you. I will find out, and I'll put it in the replay. I'll put it in the article that will go with this replay and this PDF document on Act on This tomorrow. If you know, he indeed wanted his name on it. Maybe he wrote it anonymously. But yeah, I just thought that was great. So to recap, the 4 points were, I saw Sam, you just joined the scope a little bit late, but we're reading a letter tonight by a 24-year-old guy who was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he felt up until that point in his life he hadn't really done anything that was impactful on the world, and thus when he died he would leave no evidence of ever being on the planet, which is really sad when you think about it. So many people, thousands of people, will probably leave this planet today with no record that they ever really existed, and I don't want any of us to be in that situation. You want to try and make your mark, no matter how small, on the world, so that you at least leave it a little better than you found it before you existed. Did you hear about the 9-year-old boy who was born with half a heart? He died today. Oh no, I didn't. Bless him. Half a heart. Wow. He was such an inspiration. Yeah, I'll check it out. That's cool. I bet he did some great stuff while he was there. It's about using the years you've got, isn't it? And making them count. So the 4 points were: 1, don't waste your time on work that you don't enjoy, because it's impossible to excel at something and be successful in something that you don't like. Okay, I spent 10 years working in retail, a job I hated. Of course I could never be successful in the acting career that I wanted, because I didn't have any time to put into it. I was completely limited by my belief that I needed to be doing that job. It was a completely pointless exercise. Point number 2 this gentleman left us was, it's stupid to be afraid of others' opinions, and that fear. Someone said to me before, you know what, this is great, I want you to remember this as well. Someone said to me, mate, when you worry, do you know what you're doing when you worry about something? The simple act of worrying is actually betting against yourself. And I thought, wow, it totally is. So if you're worried you're not going to be able to do something, subconsciously you're like betting against yourself. Found the letter on Reddit, says Gary. Yeah, it went pretty viral on Reddit. I found it on a different site, but that was where it originated, Gary. I don't know if the gentleman left a name on it there. Fear, false evidence appearing real, Jen. Exactly, it is. That's what it stands for. But yeah, I thought that was a great way to look at worrying about something. Is betting against yourself. You don't want to be doing that. So don't worry about these things. Point number 3 was take control of your life and take full responsibility for it. This is a massive part of the coaching that I do with people. It's like, let's look at the situation you're in and let's not play the victim, okay? Let's realise that every decision you have made until this point in your life has brought you to this place, and you can't always control the circumstances you're in or the situations you are put in, but you can 100% control the way you react to it, the decisions you make in that moment, and how you're going to react to that situation. If it's a stressful situation and a car cuts you up, you get road rage, you can beep at that guy, you can cause a fight, do what you want, or you can project positivity onto that situation and go, you know what, I don't know where that guy's come from. Maybe he just had a phone call to say that his wife has had a heart attack and she's in the hospital. That's why he cut me up. You don't know what's going on in that man's life. Okay, so you get a choice of how you react, and every situation is neutral until you put a meaning to it, either positive or negative. Ross, I get this and what's been said here, but the realism of financing on your dream is hard. Absolutely, no, it is massively, Patrick, definitely. It's also, I've been there. I was working for £5.75 an hour for 10 years going, I need this money to survive and live. What on earth can I possibly do? I can't leave this because I need to support myself and my life in order to live. How can I get an acting career? And there was a lot of, I don't know, maybe I had a limiting belief when it comes to finances and money. And I certainly am not telling anybody to leave their job. I mean, that would be stupid, okay? I'm not risk averse, but I take calculated risks. What I started doing was I started working way more efficiently, Patrick. So I went, okay, well, wait a minute. Here's me, whiny little Ross at 23, going, oh, the acting industry is so unfair. I can't get anywhere because I have to work 40 hours a week in this job. I can't do anything. I went, well, actually, whiny little Ross is going home and spending 3 hours watching The West Wing. He's spending 2 hours on his Xbox. He's going out at the weekend, spending 120 quid on 2 nights out, and getting drunk on a Friday and Saturday night. Why can't he save that money, put it into stuff that's going to benefit him, stop running away from his life, and then use those hours that he's spared, on Netflix or whatever the equivalent was back then, just, what was it, like Napster, and just downloading music and stuff. Why don't you start actually kind of using those hours, even if it's only 1 hour a day, that's 7 focused hours of work a week, which is 28 focused hours of work a month, which is a huge amount of time. And the minute I got my head around that and started taking responsibility for my situation and where I was, because it was my fault where I was. I could bitch about other people having more success than me, but ultimately they were working harder than me, whilst I was watching Phoenix Nights or The Office or whatever was popular on TV back then. The guy who was on the TV was working. When I was out drinking, he was working, and that was a difference, and that was the paradigm shift in my mind that changed everything. And I gradually began to earn more money and save while still working that shit job I hated. And then I weaned myself off it and started working more and more into the areas where I wanted to be. Does the book Happiness Advantage slightly contradict point 1? Slightly. Which was point 1, don't waste your time working on that you don't enjoy. How do you mean? Give me some more clues on that, and I'll give you my opinion. I don't know exactly how it correlates. Point number 1 was don't waste your time on work that you don't enjoy. So let me know if that's what you're talking about. Point number 2 is it's stupid to be afraid of others' opinions. Fear weakens and paralyzes you until you grow worse and worse every day, and then there's nothing left of you bar a shell. So please don't. Do you know what you need to realise, guys? Don't give a shit about what other people think, because I promise you, they're not thinking about you. Like, they'll think about you for 4 minutes of the day, and then for the rest of the day they think about themselves. We all think about ourselves more than anyone else. The book, Focus on Creating the Right Attitude and Mindset to Work. The book, Focus on the Right and Mindset to Work. What do you mean? It's late for me. I understand what you mean in terms of the happiness advantage. The book, got that here. Hipsters here. And you're saying, does the book contradict point 1? Which part of the book? Maybe I'm just missing the point. We'll get to the bottom of this though. Point number 3, yeah, take control of your life and take full responsibility. And then point number 4 is appreciate the people around you. Who, let me know right now, do you appreciate in your life? Who are you most grateful for in your life right now? Just now doesn't mean that they're always the same person you're grateful for. But you know, it could be your partner, your siblings, your friends. Who? Because by writing it down, linguistically, is going to make you appreciate it in your psychology. My husband, says Tracy. Hipsters here. Evening Ross. Evening everyone. You've missed a cracking letter tonight, Hipster. My best friend who gets married on Thursday, says Sam. Friends, says Nina. Great, because this is part of living the happiness advantage, is reminding yourself of what you are grateful for. Literally creating more serotonin in your brain, or dopamine, which is going to make you more motivated. But you do more of the work you love and get energized by that. Exactly, Gary, that's exactly it. If you love what you do, I mean, God, I love everything that I do. I love doing this, spending time. Gary's mom, he says he's most grateful for. I'm so much more fulfilled on a daily basis. I work 10 times harder today, at least, than I worked when I was working in retail. But I work, but I don't call it work. I just get to do lovely things that I really enjoy. I'm spending more time on them. Work is really a word that we associate depending on emotion. The emotion that you attach to the word. The work really is when you attach a negative emotion to the thing you do to earn money. If you attach a positive emotion to the thing you do to earn money, it isn't ever work. So work's not really a great word, is it? Harder you work, the luckier you get, says Nina. Yes, you do. Absolutely. I have more opportunity than ever as I try and show up consistently on a daily basis and just put good out into the world with no expectation of getting anything back. I never know when I put a Periscope out, guys, and I hit live, if you guys are going to turn up. And I'm so grateful that you do. And I get to interact with you all. It's brilliant having you in my life, and I appreciate you all. But I have no expectation that you will show up. You don't owe me anything. I'm incredibly grateful that you choose. You make that decision to hang out with me. And we have a great community here. You're always putting the good out in the world, Ross, says Alex. Well, I try, Alex. I really, really consciously try. And my philosophy is that if you are what you consistently do. So, if I got a room of 50 people, Alex, and I said, right, everyone who works out 3 times a week or more, stand up. I promise you, by looking at them, I know they work out 3 times a week, because they will show that in their physique. They are what they consistently do. One night we'll hide behind the sofa and trick you, says Jen. Yeah, no one will turn up. Whereas, if I said to the people in the room as well, okay, stand up if you eat 3 takeaways or more a week, they would stand up, and I would probably be able to tell on that as well. Ross, these actor workshops online, which Kevin Spacey, Dustin Hoffman, worth it. Right, so Masterclass is something that Kevin Spacey and Dustin does. It's called Masterclass. I think it's about £80 or £90. I've never taken one, but I have heard quite positive things about it, to be honest. But I really don't want to endorse something I haven't seen. I don't want you to spend your money on stuff that I can't categorically tell you is great. If they have a money back policy, so the program that I sell, the Bulletproof Actor, which is like the only high performance mindset program for actors on the planet, it opens again later this month. I give a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you take the program, it's no quibble. Basically, if you go through the program and you complete the exercises and you fill out your workbooks, and I can track that online to know that you've done it. If you then turn around and go, I feel, this hasn't been worth it, or if your confidence, you don't feel 10 times more confident to go out there in the world and kick ass and get the jobs that you deserve and go into auditions like you're owning your shit, then I give you a full refund. Literally no quibble. You send me one email and you get a full refund. If Dustin and the boys at Masterclass offer you that, take it, because you can always get a refund. James Patterson Masterclass was pretty good, says Gary. But yeah, I've never seen the actual content myself, so I can't tell you, unfortunately. Saw the tweet Dan Hubbard replied to you today. Did you help with casting? Yeah, so Nina, so Dan rang me, oh God, it's got to be 6 months ago, and he was like, Ross, I'm doing a cast. I want to do a casting in Manchester. Can you hook me up with a place to do it in? And I got hold of Michael Jackson. Beverly Keogh, and said, Michael, can we do a casting for Dan? And Michael was like, yeah, sweet, because it's for Cancer Macmillan, you know, and he gave him the place for free, and I spent the day with Dan casting people, actors who had actually been touched by cancer either themselves or directly by a family member or a friend. It was a really emotional day, because these people were coming in and doing improvisations and a script for that Macmillan advert that you saw on TV today. It came out on TV in the UK today. And we had some real emotion in the room, real heartbreaking stories of people. There was one guy who literally that week had been accompanying somebody, you know, for chemo and stuff like that, and yeah, it was gut-wrenching, some of the stuff. But it shows you guys, like, on the positive, because I like to put a positive spin on it. A friend I met online helps me to refocus, taking responsibility for my actions. Good, Miss Gypsy, excellent. Gotta take responsibility. But yeah, for these guys who are coming in and you know, going through quite an emotional experience, it shows you that, as I always say, every part of your life affects every part of your life and will feed into your ability to produce a great performance. If I was to go into that situation, thank God, touch wood, you know, I haven't been directly linked to that disease. I've got enough problems, I've got enough stuff going on. I wouldn't have been able to deliver a performance as authentic as those people. They could bring something that only they could bring to those auditions. What are your thoughts on Beverly, who casts? I've been with a guy at 7 Casting. So Guy, who runs what used to be 7 Casting, now it's a different name now, isn't it? Isn't it WG something? He is based out of Beverly's office. So Beverly has the top floor, the casting suites are on the middle floor, and Guy, from what was formerly known as 7, runs the agency, which is now there. Guy, I've got a lot of time for. WGM, thanks Sam, yeah, WGM. He's a great guy, incredibly proactive. I love what he's trying to achieve with the agency. It's new, so of course, you know, it can only do, you know, so much. It's new, but the guy's proper committed to getting his actors in front of casting directors, even if he has to go out of his way, put his hand in his pocket and pay for time for people to have generals. I've seen him do that. It's very, very good. Sam says, I think 7 might be the extras agency associated with WGM. I didn't think 7 existed anymore, Sam, but you might be right. I thought it was just Guy had set up just WGM now. Oh no, but he is, yeah, no, you're right, Sam, he is doing extra stuff. I've just realised, because someone I spoke to last week said, yeah, they were looking for a few people that he'd supplied. So yeah, he must do, maybe it is separate. But he's really going for it. And I love seeing that in people. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for Guy. If you don't have representation and you're looking for representation and you've not spoken to Guy, check him out, definitely. Have a search online. He's a really nice, just a great, I keep saying guy. He's a really great guy. He is, I like him. So yeah, so that's the kind of the scope for tonight, guys. Literally was that, you know, to realise that your time is limited and you've got to make an impact now. It sends a shiver down my spine when I think that guy was 24. Is he in Manchester? He is, yes, he is. Guy's in Manchester. Yeah, that guy was 24 and he had to come to terms with the fact that he wasn't going to see 25. And it's only when you have a realisation about that you go, actually, none of the shit I'm worrying about matters. It really doesn't. Why on earth am I worried about other people's opinions? And what I was saying before, you know, other people don't do things because they're scared of what other people might think of them. And as I said before, I promise you, don't worry about it, because those people aren't thinking of you anywhere near as much as they are thinking of themselves on a daily basis. Out of 24 hours, they might think of you for 40 seconds and go, oh, what's he trying to do? Blah, 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 whatever. But the 23 hours and 59 minutes of the rest of the day they're thinking about themselves, because we do. It's innately programmed into us to think about ourselves. Of course we are. You know, it doesn't always mean it's a bad thing, but don't worry too much about everybody else, because the brutal fact is nobody really gives a shit. You go and do what you want to do for you, not for anybody else. You know, that's really, really important. But yeah, I just thought that was a letter I really wanted to read you. You might have got an email today, guys. One thing before I go I want to tell you about. So you might have got an email today for those who aren't premium members on Acts on This. So on actsonthis.tv, there's two types of membership. There's a free membership. So much of the stuff is free. All these Periscopes are free. Loads of articles are free. But there's some premium stuff, which is video interviews, Acts on This TV episodes, which are sweet. They're really, really high quality, brand new features that I'm recording at least once a month. I hope to move that to 2 a month soon. And then we do live broadcasts online as well, and do podcasts as well. And some of those are premium. So they're podcasts with some of the greatest agents, casting directors, famous actors that we have here in the UK. And some of them are only accessible to premium members on the site. Now, I launched Acts on This 5.5 years ago. I can't believe it. And premium membership has been £4.95 a month from day one. Now, the site's grown. I didn't know on day one what it was going to do. The site has grown way beyond what I kind of ever imagined. We've had guests on that are way more famous than I ever imagined. I get letters now from people requesting to come on to the podcast and come on and have an interview. You know, I get people asking me to write articles for people now and all this kind of stuff. But it's meant that costs have really gone up, guys, in terms of the amount I want to invest into creating the best features for you. Server costs, you wouldn't believe how expensive it is to literally run a dedicated server on the internet that can handle the traffic that's going to the website. And the price of premium membership hasn't gone up for 5.5 years. And I'm pretty sure there's not really anything else in the world that hasn't gone up in 5.5 years, except for my bank balance, to be honest. So it's not. I'm not saying it lightly at all. But on the 14th of August, you say, oh, so you've seen this, Patrick? Yeah. So on the 14th of August, so in 2 weeks' time, premium membership will no longer be available on a monthly basis. It's £4.95 a month. It's actually going to increase in price, and it's going to go to either quarterly or yearly. You will no longer be able to buy a monthly £4.95 a month premium membership or £49 for the year as it stands now. You will only be able to buy a £30 a quarter membership, so it's £10 a month effectively, which is still a ridiculous bargain to access nearly 300 hours of content on the website. Since I found Acts on This, my mindset and career has turned a corner. Worth every penny, says the hipster. Thank you. And so it'll be £30 a quarter, so a tenner a month, or it'll be £100 for 12 months. So you get 2 months free if you pay a year up front. So it's either 30 quid or 100 quid. However, because I want to support everybody who supported me so far, like I say, you've got 2 weeks to still lock in a premium membership at the current price of £4.95 a month. So you can still pay it monthly. You won't be able to do that after the 14th, or £49 a year, which is less than half what it will cost you after the 14th. Bargain. The features are by far the best going, says Sam. Thank you, Sam. So you can lock in as well. So if you get a premium membership now at £4.95 a month or £49 a year, you will never pay more than that every year moving forward, as long as you keep your PayPal subscription up to date. So you pay through PayPal, as long as PayPal have your current card details, so you can be paid. You can pay PayPal. It goes through PayPal, but it pays me. So you can keep your credit card details up to date, so that when you're charged each month or each year, they don't fail. You will never pay more than what you will pay now. So you'll forever, if you're a member for 10 years, if the site's still going in 10 years, you'll still be paying £4.95 a month or £49 a year, whichever one you decide on. Whereas everybody else, God knows, 10 years, whew, they'll be paying thousands. So I would urge everybody who's either been on the fence, thinking about it for a while, at least sign up, even if it's just for like a month for £4.95, to try it out before the offer goes, and then you're locked in. Then you can stay in for as long as you want. You cancel at any time as well. Gary said he joined last week. You did. Thank you very much for being part of the community. But yeah, even if you just went, right, I'm going to pay £4.95 for this month, You can cancel if you wanted after that, if you didn't think it was valuable to you. But it would mean you would never pay more than $4.95 a month if you wanted to carry it on. I'll keep people updated on that. I'll keep sending tweets out. I'll probably send you guys a couple more emails before that offer finishes on the 14th. But you have 2 weeks literally to do it. And then from then, guys, we're gonna start smashing it. We're gonna start putting more and more content. And also, something I nearly forgot, I'm gonna start for premium members exclusively. No one else will get this unless you're a premium member. Patrick says, well done, thank you. I'm going to start a monthly mastermind call. So we've talked about the power of a mastermind, and that's kind of what we've got here on Periscope, but you guys can't, unless you're writing your little your comments on, you can't really put your point across that well, can you, on Periscope, because you've only got a short amount of characters to use. I'm going to create through a different platform called Zoom. Okay, it'll be totally free for you guys to get involved with as long as you're a premium member, and once a month we're going to have a Zoom call where we can get actually up to 150 of us online at once with video and audio directly from your iPhone or your iPad or your computer webcam, and we can all chat literally like in real time. Sam's put hashtag monthly massage. No idea what you're talking about, Sam. Monthly mastermind. And it means that, not everyone will be talking at once. Everyone will be muted until people want to come on, and then I'll go, right, okay, let's hear from Gary, right, let's hear from Patrick. And really what I want to do is you guys to communicate with each other and chat, us all share the knowledge that we've got in the group, benefit from each other's experience, and really, create that kind of mastermind that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's only for premium members. So if you want to be a part of that, Alex said it sounds like a great idea. It is, Alex, it'll be cool. We can discuss up and coming casting opportunities, says Nina. You absolutely can. Wow, sounds great, says Hipster. You missed my first comment. I thought that's what you were going to say. Oh, right, you thought I was going to say monthly massage. No, monthly mastermind. And calls will be recorded for premium members as well if you can't make it live, so you can just be able to catch up. It'll happen once a month. I don't know what the date of that will be, or the day or the time. We'll try and keep it consistent. But Fanny says she prefers the massage. But I think that'll be great, and that's just something again that's going to galvanise the community, and we're stronger together, guys. We really, really are, like, seriously. And there's so much knowledge between us all. It's just a travesty if we don't help each other out. So that's going to be the next thing. So grab your premium membership. Go to actsonthis.tv, log in if you're already a member, and click upgrade from the members area, and you'll be able to grab that $4.95 a month or £49 a year membership before it's gone on the 14th. So that's it, guys. It's 42 minutes past 10. I'm up at 6 for the gym, so I'm going to go. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. You guys want a lot for $4.95, says Warren. Oh, and the Manchester meetup as well. So if you're in Manchester, if you're in the north, we've got the Manchester meetup at Home Theatre at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. So come and join that if you're in Manchester. Miss Gypsy is not in Manchester, she's in America, so that'll be a long way for you to come. She says, how can I follow you on Twitter? You can follow me personally, Miss Gypsy, and my name is on Twitter at Ross A Grant, so ROSSAGRANT, Ross A Grant. And then if you're into the acting stuff as well and you want to find out more about the community we have, Alex said he's coming to the meetup, brilliant. Follow the site, it's at ActOnThisTV on Twitter. So me is at Ross A Grant, and then the site is at ActOnThisTV. My family is all over in the UK, says Miss Gypsy. Wow, amazing. Good stuff. So does your family live here, and you're in America, or are you all from America and they're just visiting? Because we love America, and America loves the UK. We should just swap for a little bit. Definitely. Glasgow. Oh, okay. So they're up in Scotland. Amazing. So my dad was from Scotland. Yeah. Scotland's great. Some parts of Scotland are beautiful. Some parts are not so beautiful, but it's a great place. Very interesting people, the Scots. Very friendly on the whole, definitely. Right, guys. So I will see you Wednesday night for book club. Same time, same place. 10 p.m. Wednesday night. We're going to be looking at the last chapter we're going to be looking at in Sean Akers' book, The Happiness Advantage, which is 7 principles that fuel success and performance at work. Going to Edinburgh next week, says Gary. Oh, for the Edinburgh Fringe, brilliant. If you're performing, best of luck. That's awesome. Cheers for showing up, Patrick. But if you've not got this book, get it. It's an awesome book. Shows you how to hack your happiness effectively, so that you are more motivated to get more shit done in your life. Cheers, guys, says Nina. Night, thank you, says a hipster. Thanks everybody, for joining. So that'll be Wednesday night, 10 p.m. And if you're not part of the Facebook group, remember, come join. Facebook.com/groups/act on this TV. Nice meeting you too, Miss Gypsy. Thanks for being here. Night Jen, night Alex. See you later, Gary. And I'll see everybody in person. Saturday. If you're in Manchester, come at the Manchester Meetup, Home Theatre, just near Deansgate train station. Come and see Irons in Edinburgh. Warren's in a show in Edinburgh. Definitely go and check him out. Let us know how that goes, Warren. Awesome. Right, guys, I've got to get to bed. I'm going to be up in a few hours. Oh, I can't even end the scope yet, though. Wait a minute. This always happens. There you go. Brilliant. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Bye for now.